بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين وصلى الله وسلم وبارك على نبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. When we look at the previous lessons, we first started with the first module where we were identifying the letters. Thereafter, we moved on to the second module. The second module, we started with the actual sounds. We began with fatha, and then kasra, and then dhamma. And we said fatha makes an a sound, kasra an e sound, and dhamma an u sound. These are the vowels. Inshallah, in today's lesson, we'll be taking something new, not necessarily a vowel, but it also comes under, or it comes with fatha, kasra, dhamma. We could call it the fourth category, and it's known as sukoon. This sukoon got no sound. Rather, the word sukoon comes from sakan. Sakan is when someone is at rest, something is at rest. So in the same way, a word or a letter that has sukoon on it, it's like you rest on it, you stop on it, you don't move. And inshallah, as we go through the lesson, it will become clearer, bi'idhnillah. So today's lesson is sukoon. In fact, we'll go through a little bit of revision quickly of the last exercise. Brother Dawood, please could you read for us from U, Bu to
U, okay. Bismillah. U,
Bismillah.
Bu, Tu, Thu, Ju, Hu, Ku, Du, Thu, Ru, Zu, Su, Shu, So, Do, Tu, Thu, U, Ru, Fu, Ku, Ku, Lu, Mu, Nu, Hu, Wu, and You.
Ahsant. When it comes to these two here, Sad and Dad, Su,
Yes.
Du. So it's a clear U.
Du.
Ahsant. Brother Suhail, read this letter here, please. U. Don't try and force it. It mustn't be uncomfortable, but it should be strong. Let the letter come out. Don't hold it in. Not It's like you're throwing it out, but instead of throwing it from here, you're throwing it from inside, further back. Ahsant. Khaybar, slowly. You need to work on it. Stronger. Muhsin. Ahsant. Well done. Again. Ahsant. Well done. And then we read through these exercises, and inshallah, today we're going over as-sukoon. As I told you, sukoon there's no sound, rather it's a stop, seconds. Second is when something is at rest, something's at ease. So as you can see, we identify it with this little round circle on the top, this one here. Because it's got no sound, right, and you can't pronounce it, so if it's written alone, so I'll write here on the side, we said that it's got no sound to here. You can't pronounce it because it's got no sound. So in order to get to its sound, we have to put a letter before it. Hence, you find there's a letter before it, so we can pronounce the sukoon. So this is what we want. This is our letter. But we said that this sukoon here, it's got no sound. So how can we pronounce it? It's like a silent letter. How do we pronounce it? We need to look at the letter before it and join onto it. Hence, when you, for example, here is a fatha, you say the fatha, you say a. As you can see that, if you read this letter alone, it's a, right? As we took it before. Now, sukoon, you want to stop, you want to park on top of it. So you would say a. Can you see how you're stopping? Also, when it comes to the next one, So you can't read the Sukoon alone. We need to put a letter before it. Ab. Ab. So we're saying this alone is a, and then this is a ba with a Sukoon. So we're going to stop on it, and we're going to say ab. The next one, at. The next one, ath. You guys understand? Brother Muhsin, please read.
ab, at, as,
Ahsant. No, just the first line. Suhail?
ab, at, ath.
Ahsant. Brother Khaybar?
ab, at, ath.
Ahsant. Brother Dawood? Do you have a ba in your book? I think you're on mute.
I do have a ba, yeah.
Okay, so you would read it as ba. Even if you
Ba.
put a ha, ba, ba.
Yeah. Ba, ba.
Okay, so
Ab.
we want to hear like you stopping. We want to hear a difference between ba and ba. Can you see
Ba.
how
Ba.
it's like this is a ba. Just imagine that as long as I'm saying it, my voice will carry on. So ba, ba,
Yeah.
carries on. This one here, we want to stop it. It's like there's a wall here. Sorry. Like there's a wall. Ba, 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 and you stop immediately. It's like quite harsh. Not ba, ba,
Ba.
ba,
Ba. Ba.
ba, ba,
Ba.
ba.
Ab. Ab. Ab.
Okay, try the next one. Ab.
Ab. Ab. Ab. At. 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 Ath. Ath. Ath.
Ahsant. Next one. Aj. Ah. Akh. Ad. Muhsin.
aj, ad,
Ahsant. Suhail.
Aj, ak, ad,
Akh. Akh.
ak, ad.
Ahsant. Khaybar.
Aj. Akh. Ad.
Ahsant. Brother Dawood.
Aj. Akh. Akh. Ad.
Ahsant again. Ah. Akh. Ah. Akh.
Akh. Akh. Ad.
Ahsant. Next line. Adh. Ar. Az. As. Muhsin.
as, as, as,
Ahsant. Brother Suhail.
Adh, ar, az, as.
Ahsant. Brother Khaybar.
Ad. Ar. Az. As.
Ahsant. Brother Dawood.
Ath. Ar.
Adh. Adh.
Ad. Ad. Ar. I didn't miss this one entirely.
Adh. Ar. Az. As. Again.
Ad. Ar. At. Az.
Az. The first one, adh. The next one, ar from ra. The next one,
Ar.
az from zai. The next one,
Az.
as from sin.
Az. As. Az.
Ahsant.
As.
Ahsant. Next one, ash, as, ad, at. Muhsin.
ash, as, at,
Ahsant. Suhail.
Ash, ath, ad,
As,
At.
as, as,
as, at,
at. Ahsant. Khaybar.
Ash. As. Ad. At.
Ahsant. Well done. Brother Dawood.
أش أس أد أت
أحسنت. Next one. أض أع أغ أف. محسن.
أض أع أغ أف.
أحسنت. سهيل.
عض ع عض أف
أغ أغ
عض عض
أف.
أف
أحسنت. خيبر.
أض أع أغ أف
أحسنت. Brother داود.
أث
أض
أح
أض
أذ أغ
أع.
أغ
Okay, again
آ
from the beginning. From the beginning of this line. أض
أذ آ
أع أع
آ آ
أع. Okay, but can you hear that? Is there a difference? Yours is just like on one wavelength. It's going ah. We want ah ah
آ
ah.
آ
Ahsant.
آ
Next one.
أغ
See, you have to give each letter its right. So this letter has its own right. This one is and this one is a stop. So we have to say a little bit of this and a little bit of that. Ah
Yes. أخ أف
ah. Okay, you were saying this one. This one is agh agh.
أغ أغ like a G in the back of the throat.
Yeah,
Agh.
because it's a ghain.
Yeah. أغ أف
أحسنت. أق أك ال أم. محسن.
أق أك ال أم.
أحسنت. خيبر.
أق أك ال أم
أحسنت. Brother داود.
أق أك ال أم
سهيل.
أق أك ال أم.
أحسنت. أن أو أي. محسن.
أن أو أي.
أحسنت. خيبر.
أن أو أي
أحسنت. سهيل.
أن أو أي.
أحسنت. Brother داود.
أخ
أن
أن
from noon. أن
أن أخ أو أي.
أحسنت. So we're going to read the exercise again. Now we'll read both letters. You know how we were reading the words. So we read the first letter and then the second letter. So for example, here is a ab, at, ath, aj, ah, akh, ad, adh, ar, az, as, ash, as, ad, at, أض أع أغ أف أق أك ال أم أن أو أي. محسن, you want to try?
أب أت
Okay, so your alif at the beginning, don't pull it too much. One haraka, huh? When you're saying it alone. So we don't want to say no. Ab, like that.
أب أت أث أج أح أخ أد أذ أر أز أس أش أس أض أط أض أع أغ أف أق أك أل أم أن أه أو يا أي.
أحسنت. Well done. خيبر.
بسم الله. أب أت أث
Again, also not at Don't pull it longer. This when you're learning Quran, reciting Quran tomorrow, that's where you'll see the benefit of not pulling it, because then there's a difference. We only going one haraka. Ath, aj, not aj. See the difference? Start from aj, aj.
أج أح أخ أد أذ أر أز أس أش أص أض أط أض أع أغ أف أق أك أل أم أن أو أي.
أحسنت brother Suhail.
أ أب أت أث أج أه أق أد أذ أر أذ أز
Az,
أس
z, z.
أذ أذ أز أز
Okay, start from the beginning here. Az, ar, az.
أذ أر أز أس أش أث أض أط أذ
Ab, ab.
أغ
Give the alif with the fatha, it's right. Av.
أذ
أحسنت.
أذ
A. Next.
أغ أف أق أك أل أم أن أو أي.
Okay, again, this third last one here. Gentle. أحسنت. Brother Dawood.
باء آب آت آث آج آخ آق آد آث أر أذ أر أز أس أش أس أد أت أث أي أغ أغ
أع.
أغ أغ أف أق أك أل أم أن أخ أي.
Ahsant. Well done. Any questions before we read into the thing? You guys want to go over any of the words here? Basically, the whole lesson we were learning how to stop on the sukoon. So in the previous lessons, we took a, e, u. How do we stop on a sukoon? A, ab, at, etc. moving on to the exercise. So same the way we read it before. Here, why do they only have 2 columns? Because as I told you that the sukoon on its own cannot be pronounced, so you need the letter before it. So here we read the first letter, and then with the sukoon, then the first letter and the sukoon, and then the last letter. So ba, 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 sa, ba, sa. Try, Muhsin.
Ba, بأس.
Ba, 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 sa, ba, sa. All the steps.
Ba, 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 بأس.
You didn't read the scene alone. Ba, ba, and then sa, ba, sa. Again.
Ba, بأس. بأس.
Ahsant. Just don't make sure you're not fighting with the letters. So even you find sometimes people are reading Quran and it's like they fighting with the letters. بَأْسُهُمْ بَيْنَهُمْ شَدِيد. No, let it flow. Yeah, we want the tajweed also. We want to have give the letters their pronunciation, their rights, etc. But we don't want to overdo it, and we also don't want to underdo it. So ba, sa, ba, sa. Khaybar?
Yeah. Ba, 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 sa, ba, sa.
Ahsan. Suhail?
Ba, 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 sa, ba, sa.
Ahsan, Brother Dawood?
I'm confused about the second letter there. Ba, a.
No. Okay. The second letter, what's its name
Alif.
on top of it?
Hamza.
Hamza.
Oh,
Okay.
I see what you mean. I see what you mean.
So basically, we took this. That is my green pen.
Yeah.
Basically, what we took at the very beginning, we took this right on the right here. We took this and we called it Alif, correct?
Right.
And then after that, the next lesson we took it and we put a thing on the top and we said this makes an sound, right?
Yes.
And then in the next lesson we took it and we said at the bottom here, sorry, and it makes an E sound, correct?
Right. Right.
And then in the previous lesson we took it and we said it makes an U sound with this number 9 on the top. We said it makes an U sound.
Right.
Now, in this lesson, we're saying that it's got no sound. The previous letter has to stop on it. It's like almost if you look at like a chain. Another way to remember it is if you look at it, you say this here. What's the name of this letter?
Alif.
Alif, right. So you write it in English. Yeah, Alif. Alif. Right? This is just to bring it closer to you guys, okay? Then that's its name. If it comes with a sukoon, let's say this is sukoon, we want to stop just on the beginning here. So we look at the letter before it. If it's a ba, yeah. So let me write this here at the bottom.
That's got a fatha.
Ba and then alif. Alif. Right.
Ba.
Right. Ba with a fatha. Right. These are two separate letters for argument's sake. We want to stop here. Ba. So we want to stop at the beginning of the first letter of the name. Yeah. So even when you come to ba, let's say this ba here got a sukoon on. So the name of it is ba. Right?
Yeah. Yep. Ba. We just stop.
When we want to stop on it, we don't want to say all this. We just want the sound, the initial sound here. We want this. So if there's a letter before, we'll say ab. See? So we just want this letter. So if you forget, what do? come here to the ba, say, okay, ba starts with a B. So if I'm stopping on the very first letter, I'll stop and I'll say ab or sab, like this.
Yeah.
Again, jim. Jim starts with a ja sound. If I'm stopping, I just want the very beginning of the letter aj. You see?
Yeah.
Dal. Dal starts with a da sound. So if I'm stopping on it, I'll say yad. Ra starts with a r sound. So if I'm stopping on it, I need to show that it's there. I can't say a only because I'm not showing the ra, and I can't say a ra because there's no fatha on it. I can't say a ri, there's no kasra. I can't say a ru, there's no dhamma, but I still need to show the ra, so I say ar. I'm not saying a ra, ar.
Okay.
Same with sad. The minute we see sukoon, it's like it paralyzes everything. It just wants the first sound of this letter so we can differentiate. Everything after it doesn't want. Nas. So the name of the letter is sad. Sad. Once we get sukoon, we only want the sound. Same with dad. We don't want the whole word. Dad is its whole name. The minute we get the sukoon, khalas, it paralyzes everything there. It just wants the initial sound. Where is it coming from? Fad, like that. Ta,
Fadda.
its name. Once we put the sukoon, it only wants the initial sound. Bat, like that.
Okay.
That's a bit clearer. So here we just want the initial alif sound, the first thing. What's the first letter you're about to say when you say all four words here? Alif. There's a sound, there's a la sound, there's an e sound, there's a fa sound. We only want this first, the first sound from the letter, and we want to stop on it.
Right.
Ba. Okay. let's give it a try.
That ba already has
Yeah, the ba has
an
a
ah
fatha.
sound. An ah
Yeah,
sound.
the
So
ba-
we just
yeah,
go
the
ba,
ba-
ba.
Yeah,
Ba.
okay, we're not when we're saying it alone, we're not bashing it, right? So
Yeah.
it's just ba. So alone,
Ba.
it's going to be here.
Ba.
This is a normal what we took in the previous lessons. Ba.
Yeah. Ba.
The minute it comes here, we want to abruptly halt it. So instead of ba, we say ba, ba. So
Ba.
do it can't go
Ba.
past.
Okay.
That's it.
Ba. Ba sa.
Okay, try the line again, please.
Ba.
I'll read it for you, then you can read after me. Ba, 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 sa, ba, sa.
Ba.
Ba.
Ba. Ah. Ba.
There's no There's
sa.
no If this has a fatha, we say it's got no fatha. We stop
Yeah.
on it. Ba,
Ba. Ba.
ba,
Ba. Sa.
and then the whole word together. Ba, sa,
Basa.
ba,
Ba.
sa.
Sa.
Yeah, it's like you're stopping and then you're going to the other letter. You're not joining them all together. It's not ba, sa. Ba, sa, ba, sa, ba, sa, ba, sa. Inshallah, with practice, it will come. Next one. Sa, sab. Sa, sab. A. Sab'a. Muhsin.
Sa, ba, sab. Sa,
Okay,
ba,
don't read it as ba because there's no haraka on it, and we're not giving its name either. We can't read
sab.
it. Yeah, so sa and then sab.
Sa, sab. Sa, sab, a. Sab'a.
Ahsant. Khaybar.
sa, sab, sa, sab'a, sab'a.
Okay. We don't want to be stopping. It's one word. It's like if you're saying kitchen, you're not going to say kitchen. Kitchen. You're going to say kitchen. So not sab'a. Sab'a.
Sab'a,
Sab'a.
sab'a,
Ahsant.
sab'a.
Ahsant. Suhail.
Sa, sab. Sa, sab. A, sab'a.
Sab'a. Don't pull the ayn
Sab'a.
at the end. All the time you are pulling the letters at the end. Brother Dawood.
سبعة
sub.
Well done.
Sub. Sub.
Okay, mashallah. Again, we want all our steps. Sa, sab. The next one, sa, sab. Right? And then a, sab'a. Next one, a, aj. A, aj. Ru, ajru. Suhail.
أج أج رو أجرو.
أحسنت. محسن.
أج أجرو أجرو.
أحسنت. خيبر.
أج أجرو أجرو.
أحسنت. Brother Dawood.
أج أجرو أجرو.
أحسنت. Well done. يا يد يا يد عو يدعو. سهيل.
يا يد يا يد
Not
يدعو.
ya.
يا
Not
يا
ya.
يا يد يدعو.
Slowly, you need to practice more. خيبر.
يا يد يا يدعو يدعو.
محسن.
يا يد يا يدعو يدعو.
أحسنت. Brother Dawood.
يا يد يدعو.
Okay, Brother Suhail is teaching everyone to pull. Here, we don't want to pull. We don't want to say ya, yad. No, so ya, not ya,
يا
ya,
يد يد
even shorter than that, almost
يا
half a
يد
second.
يدعو.
أحسنت. ع, ar, sha, arsha. محسن.
عر عرش عرش.
أحسنت. خيبر.
عار عرش عرش.
أحسنت. سهيل.
أر شا عرشا.
أحسنت. Brother Dawood.
أر أر أرشا أرشا.
أحسنت. نا نص رو نصر. محسن.
نص نصر.
Well done. خيبر.
نص نصر.
أحسنت. سهيل.
نس
نص. صاد. Difference between صاد and سين. سين نس. This one نص.
نصر
أحسنت. Brother Dawood.
أس
Okay, we're not pulling. We're not pulling the na. Not na. Na. أحسنت.
صا
No, na, nas. There's no sa. If there's a fatha, we say sa. There's no fatha, we stop on it.
نصر
أحسنت. fa, fad, fad, and then lu. Fadlu. محسن.
فضل.
Okay, a lot of people, they confuse between fav and fad. Inshallah, later on we'll try and rectify it, but just know there's a difference between dad and va. So some people will say غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. No, not ولا الضالين. There's a dad. ولا الضالين.
Is that incorrect?
It's it is incorrect, but when you read in the books of tafsir, you'll find that a lot of the scholars, they allowed it, and they said that because the makhraj where dad and dha come out is very close, we won't say it's correct, but we won't say their salah is incorrect either. We'll say that a lot of people find it difficult. So it's one of those things. But correctly, or if you want to be correct, you must differentiate. You can't say wala dhalin or wala zalin. Wala zalin is completely out. And if you want to read more about it, you'll see Ibn Kathir mentions this at this ayah. He speaks about it, and other Kathiriin also.
So,
Again?
Sheikh, does it change the meaning?
Inshallah, we're going into tafsir. Let's finish this and then we go later on. Inshallah.
Okay.
Fa,
Inshallah.
fad. Who's reading?
فض فض فضل
Who read just now? Muhsin?
G.
Okay. So, because you're learning Quran, etc., just remember there's no qalqala on a dad. So you're not going to say fadlu. Fadlu. Okay, and that we'll speak about it later on, inshallah. We just want to give it for all of you following. This a sukoon, we want to stop on it, especially when it comes to this letter, dad. Suhail, اقرأ.
fa fad fa fadlu fadlu
Ahsant. Khaybar, you read?
No. Fa,
Read.
fad. Fa, fadlu. Fadlu.
Ahsant, Brother Dawood.
Fa, fad. Fa,
Okay, again,
fad,
not fa, fa.
fa. Fa, fad. Fa, fadlu. Fadlu.
Ahsant. Ba, bat, sha. Batsha. Suhail.
ba bot sha batsha
You see, again, batsha. We don't want sha. Batsha.
batsha
Bat. Okay, is there a difference when I'm saying this?
sha
This is supposed to be an H.
sha
We don't even want to. You are saying sha or you are saying sha. We want you to stop halfway here. We don't even want you to say an A. We don't want batsha and we don't want batsha. We want batsha. Sha.
batsha
Batsha.
batsha
Batsha. Say sha.
sha
Say sha.
sha
No.
sha
Sha. You saying sha. Sha.
sha
Sha.
sha
Let the go out of your mouth for less than 1 second. Don't even pull it for more than a
Sha.
second. Don't say sha.
sha
A little bit better, because when you speak later on and you find, then all your words you will change the meaning. You say nazala, batsha. No, that's incorrect. Batsha, sha. It's not like English.
batsha
Sha.
sha
Okay. Next, Muhsin.
Ba bot sha
Can you see how he read it? Did you hear?
yeah Sheikh.
He didn't pull it at the end. Khaybar.
Ba, bat. Ba, bat, sha. Batsha.
Ahsan, Brother Dawood. Don't pull the letter at the beginning, huh? It's not ba, it's ba.
Ba.
Ahsan,
Ba.
well done.
Ba. At. Bat.
Bat.
Ba. 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 At.
No, so we're
Ba.
joining the ba with the ta. We're saying ba, bat, sha,
Ba. Bat.
sha.
Ba. Bat. Ba. Batsha. Ba.
Batsha.
Batsha.
There's only one ba, so it's not ba, batsha. Ba, bat.
Ba. Batsha.
Okay, we break it down. Let's go to the first column. Read the first letter.
Ba.
And then when it's joined to this one, because it's got no haraka, what will you say?
Ta. Ta.
But no,
But.
there's no haraka. You can't pronounce this letter on its own. The minute you see this round circle, it means danger. It means stop. It's saying you can't pronounce me. Look at the letter, or look
Okay.
at the sound that's on the letter behind me. So this you cannot
So
say
there's no ta.
No, you can't pronounce it on its own. You can't. If you are saying ta, that you are
Ta.
saying with fatha, there is no fatha.
Okay.
You say sukoon. You can't be pronounced. But that's why we need to join with the
But.
previous letter.
But.
Ahsant. Okay. Next, the next column.
Sha. But sha.
Ahsant. Almost there. Ba, du, ba'du. Muhsin.
ba ba'du ba'du
Ba'du.
ba'du
Ahsant. Well done.
ba'du
Ahsant. Khaybar.
Ba, ba'du, ba'du.
Ahsant. Suhail.
Ba, du, ba'du.
Okay, now if you say ba again, then I won't let you read. Because then you're teaching the others to say ba. We don't want ba. We want ba.
Ba,
Try again.
ba,
Ba.
Ba.
Ba. Ba.
ba, ba'du,
Carry on.
ba'du.
Brother Dawood.
Ba. Ba'du. Ba'du.
Again, the whole line again with all the steps.
Ba. Du. Ba'du.
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 Ahsant. Ma.
Ba'du.
Makru. Makru. Muhsin. Okay. Khaybar, read.
Makru, makru.
Ahsant. Muhsin, read if you're with us.
hello,
Ma.
can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, makru
Ahsant. Suhail. Not ma.
Makru, makru.
Well done. Brother Dawood.
Makru.
Okay, why I'm being so strict on the ma? Because that's a lesson on its own. It changes the meaning, and it's a whole different lesson. Here is just ma.
Makru. Makru.
Ahsant. Qalbi. Qalbi. Muhsin.
qalbi
Ahsant. Khaybar.
qalbi, qalbi.
Ahsant. Suhail.
qalbi.
Well done. Dawood.
Qalbi.
Qalbi. Ahsant. Amru. Khaybar.
Amru.
Ahsant. Brother Dawood.
Amru.
Suhail.
Amru.
Ahsant. You see the difference now, mashallah. Muhsin.
amru
أحسنت. Almost there. كو كن كو كن تا كنت. سهيل. سهيل.
Check.
خيبر.
Who check?
كو كنت كنت.
أحسنت brother داود.
كن كنت.
Okay, we want all the steps, and not it's not khu, it's ku.
Ku.
Almost like a ku. Ku. But even more than that. There's no real
Ku.
English for it.
كن
Ku.
كن
Ku.
كنت.
Okay. Suhail.
Ku kunta kunta.
San Muhsin.
كو كنت كنت.
أحسنت. أهلو. أهلو. محسن. خيبر.
أهلو أهلو.
سهيل.
Ahlu. Is it
أهلو.
okay, Sheikh?
محسن. Slowly, we need to practice, inshallah. Brother Dawood.
أهلو أهلو.
Okay, again, we're not fighting with the ha, not slowly, gently. أهلو. أهلو. وجاء أهل المدينة.
أهلو.
Okay, is there a difference when you say ahlu? No, ahlu. One word.
أهلو.
Ahsant. Brother Dawood.
أخلو.
Okay, we need to make your ha cleaner.
Yes.
Again, one more time.
أخلو.
Okay, not ahlu. It's only one here. So ahlu. Ahlu.
أخلو.
You're forgetting to say this last word alone. Say it again.
Lu.
Lu. Ahlu.
Ahlu.
Okay. The others are exaggerating it, saying ahlu, and you're not exaggerating. Rather, you're not even reaching the middle. So ahlu. Inshallah, we'll get there. Ya ma yawma. Khaybar. Muhsin.
يا يوم.
Suhail.
Ya yawma.
Khaybar.
يا
Brother Dawood. Okay, with us.
يوم.
Brother Dawood.
يوم.
Ahsant. Last one. غي. غيبو. Muhsin.
غي غيب غيب
أحسنت, well done. Khaybar. Brother Dawood.
غاي غاي غايبو غضب غايبو
Okay,
غايبو.
you're reading double letters at the beginning. There's only one
Yeah,
letter
I know.
here. Gha, ghay, bu,
غا
ghaybu,
غا
ghay,
غا ضاي
bu.
غا ضايبو.
No. Gha, here, let me
غا
prove.
غا
This is one, gha.
غا
This is two, ghay. This is three,
ضاي
bu. This is
ضايبو
four, ghaybu. See, we don't want
ضايبو
ghaybu. Try again.
ضاي غا ضاي
Ahsan.
ضايبو.
Ahsant, well done. Who's left
I think nobody's left.
to read? MashaAllah. This was a longer lesson, but Alhamdulillah, at least we finished it. And with that, we come to the end of the module. So basically, obviously, we'll have to go over revision. But basically, we've taken now Fatha, Kasra, Dhamma, and Sukoon. And mashallah, you guys were able to pick it up again. We have to carry on practicing. We have to carry on going over it. We'll leave the writing for now. Inshallah, in the next lesson, we'll do some writing. And any questions? Anything you guys want to say with regards to this? Or you want to go back to wala dhalin and wala zalin?
No, I want to have good tajweed, inshallah.
Okay, no, the reason why they mention it is because a lot of people can't pronounce it and they don't differentiate between va and ba. So they even mention it. So the person's salah will still be correct, etc. But there's no doubt that the correct way to recite it is with a dad, wala dhalin, not wala zalin, or not wala dhalin. So I think that's about it. Inshallah, we meet next week, Sunday. Inshallah, we finish this module and then we'll move on to something else. We're moving at a good pace, alhamdulillah. And we'll start off with revision. Thereafter, we'll move on to this, bi'idhnillah. Give you a piece of fa'idah, or a piece of benefit. MashaAllah, today we've been sitting for a long time. And we recorded both lessons together. And your time is the most valuable thing. And when a person dies, everybody when they die will regret, whether those who go to Jannah and those who go to the fire. As for those who go to the fire, they will regret they didn't believe, they didn't do good deeds, etc. And even those who go to paradise, they will regret that they didn't do more good deeds. So we have to take this and count this as an opportunity with the correct intention, bi'idhnillah. This is an ibadah, an act of worship. We're actually doing something, bi'idhnillah, that is of benefit to us. Firstly, we hope in the eyes of Allah, as well as in this world, it will benefit us to worship Allah better, to be able to recite our Quran better, to be able to recite the Arabic language, etc. And also in the hereafter, bi'idhnillah. Also, when a person, we talked about intention, you can have more than one intention when doing something. So right now, your intention could be to learn Arabic. So you could understand the Quran and you could read with tajweed. Not only that, at a time where everybody else may be going out, people may be doing haram, or people may be doing things which are permissible, maybe they're playing, etc. You have taken this time and with the correct intention, bi'idhnillah, to worship Allah, to do an act of worship. And it can also be that your intention is, along with all that, to save yourself from any evil. How many times when you sit with other people, or sometimes you end up talking, we start backbiting, slander, etc. So all that is part of the intention. A person can have as many good deeds, he can intend as many good deeds as he wants, and Allah is all-knowing and He is able to keep account of everything. and his fadl is wasi', his virtue is very vast. So you can intend anything and everything good. That's why, so much so, even when it comes to keeping quiet, that's why some of the scholars mention Arabic, that even if you able to Allah tahukka, huk is to scratch your head. So they say don't do anything, even if it's to scratch your head, unless you've got an athar, unless you're doing it according to the sunnah, and also you're doing it with the correct intention. Your intention to go to sleep. When you're going to sleep, oh Allah, your intention is in the heart. You're sleeping to wake up early, to go for Fajr, to get stronger, to worship Allah, etc., to look after your body. All those are different intentions, different good deeds. And that's why they say that intention is, the business of the scholars, those who understand it. It's a chapter, in fact, it's a science on its own. Intention, every single thing you can intend, and you can intend more than one thing that is good. And with those few words, we ask Allah to grant us goodness, beneficial knowledge. Inshallah, we see you guys next week, Sunday, bi'idhnillah. Jazakallah khair for today, for sitting through a long session. Okay. Fi amanillah. See you guys, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
وعليكم السلام ورحمة الله وبركاته.
وعليكم السلام ورحمة الله وبركاته. بارك الله فيك.
فيك.